It is slick and snowy everywhere from the interstate to the side roads this morning. You're looking at Bozeman Pass, and we'll be going live there with our Chet Lehman. And we also have our Cody Boyer, who is out in the elements this morning as well.
Bozeman police say a man is dead after jumping off of the top row of the fire escape here at the Bozeman Baxter Hotel.
6:30, we're delighted to have you join us this morning. Donna Kelly in with Matt Elwell, and as we say, Chet and Cody are out in the field. We'll check with them. Your most important information, your weather this morning.
It's going to be white knuckle driving for most of us early this morning, not only because we're seeing snow. That snow is just piling up against the camera there, but you can see visibility is down. Chet said that the wind speeds are up near 15 miles an hour on the pass this morning. Our temperatures are hovering around the freezing mark. What that really indicates to me is that we're still dealing with a lot of ice underneath some of this snow, and again, low visibility across the area for the early morning. There is a good chance that we'll see the snow let up through the mid to late morning into the early afternoon, and then we're going to see another push of snow moving in to the region. We'll talk snow totals coming up here in just a little bit, but this is a live look outside this morning. Temperatures are going to hover around the 30-degree mark with pretty consistent snow. If
you have to go out, extra time, go slow, take it easy. We were just talking, more people are going to start to get out now and try to make it to work or to if you need something to stock up on.
Exactly
but, take it easy. Our Chet Lehman is out in the elements, and he has been getting snowed on and blowed on.
It looks like, Chet, you're dealing with the elements for sure, and a lot more traffic on the pass right now.
Well, that's right, Donna and Matt. We are continuing live coverage here at the top of the Bozeman Pass. What you're looking at is a line of traffic coming up the pass. We're on that pullout right at the top of the pass. This is the westbound Interstate 90. Traffic is moving along, but I don't know if you can see it in the lights, that snow that's blowing around. It's what's been falling this morning. If you're driving your car, you're kicking up that snow, and then the vehicles behind you are not able to see. The wind has also picked up here. It's, I'd say, 10, 15 miles an hour blowing up here as well. So add that wind with that snow kicking around that's been falling in the overnight hours. 7+ inches on the ground, continuing to fall. We're talking about really winter-like conditions. You can see it's not slowing down any of the traffic, though. I would recommend driving slower than those cars you just saw go by here. If you are heading out eastbound or westbound on Interstate 90 towards Livingston, give yourself plenty of time. Snowplows are getting out here, but it's slow going. They have a lot of roads that they have to take care of with this storm that continues to bring snow here in the area. Visibility, slick roads, take it slow, and if you really don't have to make a trip over the pass today, I would suggest finding alternate plans. Maybe save your trip until the weekend. Again, I am Chet Lehman reporting live from the top of the Bozeman Pass. Cody Boyer is in town. I understand that he's moved location where some traffic has been a bit of an issue. Cody?
Absolutely, Chet. That's the number one thing that I noticed just moving from a little bit north of town here in Bozeman by 19th, just off the freeway, over to here, just off of Huffine Lane and Cottonwood Road. The number one thing that I've seen is it seems like it's become difficult to navigate between lanes. While I was on my way here, as you mentioned, Chet, if you do not have to come out, I would recommend not. There were people trying to merge through lanes. There were 2-lane spots with a turn lane that had suddenly become 3-way, and people become confused to turn which direction, and that's a very dangerous situation in and of itself. If you take a look at Huffine, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. I'll step out of the camera. The road, other than when the plows had just gone through here, effectively disappeared for a little while. You couldn't see the lanes. But the traffic, as you have noticed and as you have mentioned, it has started to pick up again as people are starting to head towards work. Obviously, they have to go there, but the situation, the weather, the conditions, they're presenting a dangerous situation. So again, we'll be watching this. I'll be watching Huffine Lane. There was an accident just down here that brought me over here that was cleared. No one was injured, but it was an instance where someone couldn't stop at the stoplight, I am told, and did hit somebody else. A little bit of a fender bender, but that's the kind of situation that we are looking at here at the minimal. So again, we'll keep you updated every step of the way. I'll toss you back to Donna, and I'll keep out here with my eyes peeled on this road and keep you updated as we move through this morning. Back to you, Donna.
All All right, Cody, Chet, thanks very much. It's 35 minutes after the hour. You may be one of nearly 30,000 Energy West Montana customers seeing a change to your utility bill, causing some confusion for some people. You asked us to investigate the change, and so we did, and MTN's Keely Van Middendorp has the story.
Well, have you ever wondered what those charges and fees listed on your utility statements are? Now, customers with Energy West Montana say that they're seeing what looks like a new property recovery tax listed on their bills. I talked with a concerned customer, officials from the Department of Revenue, utility companies, and the Public Service Commission to find answers.
It's frustrating.
The new year began with an unwanted surprise for Energy West Montana customer Jean Beerley. She was shocked to see another amount listed under her natural gas charges.
It was like property tax. Why are we paying their property tax separate? That should be included in their outgoing expenses.
While the line item may look new, Energy West Montana officials say customers have been paying for property tax recovery all along.
As a utility, we're allowed to recover our cost of doing business, and paying property taxes is part of our cost of doing business.
What is new this year is a change in the taxing methodology used by the Department of Revenue in assessing the company's properties.
Historically, we have been assessed locally, and with this change, we're now assessed centrally.
The switch caused Energy West Montana's property taxes to increase, in turn affecting consumers' bottom lines.
The average increase on an annual basis is about $6.40.
A final order from Public Service Commission members shows nearly $500,000 more in property tax estimates over last year.
It is an increase, about 1.5%.
A state statute allows utilities to implement property tax recovery rates, but also requires those companies to list them as separate line items on the bill. Officials say Energy West was one of the last companies affected by the switch in taxing methodology, with utilities like Northwestern Energy having a centrally assessed system in place for years.
We're sort of the last one to do it, I think.
A 3-year assessment audit done by the Department of Revenue resulted in the switch for Energy West. In its final order approving the increase, the Public Service Commission ruled Energy West Montana had no control over the Department of Revenue's decision. Customers say utility companies should account for these kinds of changes ahead of time instead of implementing another tariff.
Then I should be able to claim that on my income tax as property taxes.
According to the Department of Revenue, residents cannot deduct property taxes paid on behalf of businesses to the state. Officials tell MTN Investigates taxpayers may only deduct property taxes they directly owe and pay. Otherwise, they would be able to deduct portions of those property taxes related to nearly every purchase they make. Since consumers help foot the bill for state taxes, Jean asks why it's not more clear where their money is going on statements.
Are they using it to replace and update their towers or whatever they're doing? Where's that money going? I'd like to see more accountability, I guess.
And she's not just talking about her Energy West Montana statement.
That made me go back and look at the power bills.
Consumers also pay for part of Northwestern Energy's property taxes and other business expenses. A Public Service Commission hearing in 2017 resulted in restructured statements for Northwestern Energy customers. Consumers can see how much they're paying for services like property tax recovery by looking at the state and local tax amount on monthly statements. Still, Jean would like to see more effort by utilities to touch base with customers about how their money is being used.
Once a year even, you might be wondering why we're charging you this. Well, this is what we're using it for. It would be nice.
Now, it's important to note that consumers pay for property tax recovery on any item they purchase from a business. Utilities like Northwestern Energy and Energy West Montana are just required to separate them out. Back to you.
Well, unraveling your utility bills, we have the full story online, including a breakdown of residential natural gas charges for Energy West Montana customers on our websites. Trying to get ahead of the coronavirus, what shortages China is up against, and here's what's coming up on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, President Trump is expected to deliver his first remarks later today after being acquitted in his impeachment trial. Can the president and Congress move beyond the bitter partisanship? Plus, how a video of a dummy being violently tossed around in a crash test raises serious safety concerns about a popular car booster seat. And in our More Perfect Union series, meet a group of girls gaining new confidence and finding their voices through a unique theater program. We'll see you at 7.